Hey everyone, this is Ben with registerednursern.com, and in this video I'm going to talk all about salary information for nurse practitioners, which are one of the advanced practice registered nurses. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics in May of 2020, the average salary for a nurse practitioner was $114,510 per year, or $55.05 per hour in the U.S. Now, if those numbers sound like they're inaccurate, you have to keep in mind I'm only talking about averages based on data released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It doesn't necessarily mean that's your specific salary, just like the average height for a man in the U.S. is 5'9". A lot of guys are taller and shorter than that, so you could earn more or less depending on several factors, which we'll take a look at here in a moment. Now, the median salary for nurse practitioners, which is the middle number in their sorted data set, was $111,680 per year, or $53.69 per hour in the U.S. in 2020. And here are the percentile estimates for nurse practitioner income. And if you made $156,160 per year, or $75.08 per hour, you were in the 90th percentile, meaning only an estimated 10% of nurse practitioners earn more than that in the United States. Now let's take a quick look at how nurse practitioner salaries have increased throughout the years. And I have calculated the percentage increase from year to year for the past 5 years. And the biggest jump in salary for nurse practitioners came in 2016 with a 3.308% increase from the previous year. And the pandemic didn't really seem to influence nurse practitioner salary that much, especially compared to just regular RN salary. But again, this data is from May 2020, so we'll have to see what happens over the next year or two. And here's a quick look at the average hourly wage for the past few years. And again, 2016 saw the biggest jump in the average wage for nurse practitioners, with a 7.754% increase from 2015. Now let's take a look at which states paid the highest and lowest salary to nurse practitioners on average. You can see from this map that, again, the darker shades of purple represent the states that paid higher on average, and the lighter shades tend to pay less on average. The highest paying state was California, paying an average salary of $145,970 and an average hourly wage of $70.18. The lowest paying state was Tennessee, which paid nurse practitioners an average salary of $99,370 and an average hourly wage of $47.78. And here's a list of the average salary, wage, and employment numbers for each state and U.S.-owned territory. And again, feel free to pause the screen or check out our website if you want to look at these numbers in more detail. California did employ the most nurse practitioners in the country, by the way. Some 15,100 were estimated to work in that state. So now you know the state averages for nurse practitioners, but which cities and the surrounding metropolitan and non-metropolitan areas paid the most money to nurse practitioners? Again, looking at this map, you can get a quick sense of the areas that paid the highest and lowest salary on average, and the highest paying area for nurse practitioners was the Vallejo, Fairfield, California area, which paid an average salary of $188,070 and an hourly wage of $90.42. The lowest paying area reported in the United States was the Brunswick, Georgia area, which paid an average salary of $71,730 and an hourly pay of $34.49. And if you go to our website article, I'll have all these listed. There are hundreds of metropolitan and non-metropolitan areas if you want to check out that salary data in more detail. So that's a little bit about nurse practitioner income based on location. Now let's talk a little bit about industry. Which industries paid nurse practitioners the most money? Surprisingly, it was the community, food and housing, and emergency relief services industry, which paid nurse practitioners an average salary of $143,480 per year, or $68.98 per hour. Now, how it often works with these statistics is the top paying industry is not necessarily where most of the people actually work. So let's take a look at where most nurse practitioners actually worked and see some average salaries there. Offices of physicians was the industry that offered the highest employment level for nurse practitioners at $101,220, and the average salary there was $111,310, or an average hourly wage of $53.51. All right, that wraps up this video over nurse practitioner salary. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe.